split screen experience. Split screen experience. Split screen experience.
Episode 33.
How we doing, guys?
I'm doing pretty good.
Living the dream, as always.
Yeah, you living in fantasy world over there, PlayStation boy.
Yeah.
I finally got to play some Space Marine because it came out Monday, or Thursday if you bought the gold and above editions, which I did not.
One does not simply play Space Marine. One enlists to play Space Marine.
Can you take the microphone out of your mouth, Jared?
Yeah, like your mic's really close to your face.
No. I prefer it this way.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't think anyone does. No one likes it. And speaking of nobody liking something, guess what we could talk about because it got announced at the time of recording. We're almost never timely in terms of announcements, but it happened today. PlayStation's
the new PlayStation.
PS5. Yeah.
I thought you meant like right now. I was like, huh?
Yeah,
No.
I'm like, oh, I just missed it. Then what the
Nope.
hell just happened?
Nope, the $810 PS5 edition that's coming out.
No,
that includes no game.
We give you an updated graphics card, but get this, we don't sell a game or a disc drive anymore. You have to buy that separately.
And you can't use like any old disc drive. Like even if it's like a Blu-ray capable drive, you can't use it. It has to be at least according to what's out there now, it has to be the proprietary model.
Well, I also heard that this version doesn't include a vertical stand.
Yes, so it's $700 for the console. It is $80 for the disc drive and $30 for that stand.
Oh,
that is an $810 purchase plus tax.
Like
when does my console have microtransactions?
Right.
Like literally, like if I were to be able to take my current PlayStation console and be able to scrap it, like, oh, I could use my vertical stand, I could use the disc drive with it, and I'm just paying for the bump in graphics. I'm not gonna do that, but like maybe I could kind of I can salvage this disc drive and use it. But the fact they're like, nah, you got to buy this special one, and it's got to be this specification, or it's just not gonna work, is just wild to me.
Well, it's like even if you could salvage the disc drive or whatever, you'd still be out $700 for a version of a console that most people are just saying looks like fidelity mode in games that let you choose fidelity or performance. Like people are saying it looked like people that apparently have PS5s have said they can't tell the difference from the footage they showed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's like,
and
right.
that's kind of, and that's bad. Like, I mean, you can't necessarily blame the TV because I mean, TV generations are so far ahead of just other forms of technology. It's like they are really good. Like, but yeah, like I'm not a big fan of buying like mid generation like upgrades anyway, like PS Pro, that kind of thing. Like I just don't do it. Like I pick the first console of the generation, I ride that out till the next generation. But yeah, at that point, with what they're charging for the new PS Pro, like at this point they're just begging people to switch to PC.
Yeah. Because like I said earlier, like what's the next one going to cost? What's PS6 looking like?
Yeah, like I mean, at this point, if they were really going to charge that much, they should be lowering the price of the base console, and PS Pro maybe I could justify a $50 increase to the base 500 for the Pro, but like a whole $200, you're on crack. There's no way.
But they literally just upped the price of the PlayStation 5 base model in every other country other than like America, I'm pretty sure. I know it definitely happened in Japan. I know that was the headline. I saw it happened in Japan. I believe it happened in other countries as well. The main PS5 went up in cost. The console that's been on shelves for like 4 years now.
That's just wild. Like, I hope all those scalpers buy out the PS Pro and nobody fucking buys it. And they're just stuck with all that inventory.
If it goes to show what happened with when PS5 and Xbox Series X first came out, I'm sure they're all gonna buy them up as quickly as they can.
Yeah, but those were in demand. I don't think these are.
No, it's like there's not really been a game like I don't think there has really been a game. There might be a few that have come close, but there's just not a game has not come out to where it's like, oh, like this is like an actual this gen game. Like this is something that we can utilize the entire scope of the hardware. And with this version of the console, it'll run it very smooth. You won't have as much load times or anything. No, it's we haven't seen any kind of game to justify that at all.
I mean, I feel we've had games that have kind of justified the current generation, especially I don't want to say post starting Space Marine 2. I think Space
Yeah.
Marine 2 is like one of the most beautiful games I've seen on the current generation. But we're not hitting that point where like we're not like Point Break where like it's like exceeding like, approaching like terminal velocity of like what the console can handle versus like the Xbox One there and like PS4 generation. There was a very clear line where we knew we
Yeah.
were kind of running out of runway and we knew we had to take off and go somewhere else.
Mhm.
And then like especially and even more so on like 360 PS3 era. Jesus. Oh, we were in dire straits towards the end of that console generation where we're like, we need more power. Also, this console can basically only generate brown, green, and gray. Pretty much no
Yep.
other colors. Like,
Well, look at Fallout.
yeah, they're like Fallout 3 now in green. Like,
Fallout New Vegas. Now you
oh,
got one
wow.
area of color.
Yeah, like Space Marine it's definitely up there for me. I'm just like, this game is beautiful. Like
Mhm.
you are doing what other dev companies should be striving to do.
I saw a video and it's kind of stuck with me. And it's Space Marine is bad for other games because of how good it is.
Yeah, no, it is.
And then, yeah, it's just it's funny. I think it's just the Sony situation. Like I'm just thinking about it. Like the fact that like I think it was last week, like mid last week, maybe it was this week. I can't remember. But like the whole Concord thing happens, and then they turn around and say, "Hey, we're gonna increase the PS5 base model price." But then guess what? The PS Pro is not gonna have a disc drive. It's $700 in the United States, and get this, we don't sell the stand with it. So you really are spending an arm and a leg to get your console. Like,
Right. Versus just buying like a low end PC.
yeah, like
And a low end PC will always be better than like the best console in terms
yep.
of freedom and options. And again, the best part about PC, you want to improve your performance? You don't have to go buy a whole new unit. Like you can go, I need better graphics. Oh, I'm running out of RAM. Let me replace that one thing. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah, it's wild. The last 3 weeks for Sony have been not very good, other than Astrobot. That looked cool.
yeah,
I
But
heard that was good.
yeah. Like, I, I think I should probably play that at some point. I'll add it to the list eventually.
mhm.
But yeah, like I'm just not a huge fan of going fully digital. Like, if they do go fully digital with stuff, like, oh, our consoles are no longer going to have a disk drive, they have to come up with a viable alternative to like being able to play the physical games. Like,
I mean, what do you want
I
to do?
don't.
Beam them into the console?
Well, I don't care if like they were to do something like, okay, like if you like for PC or something, like here's this emulator that you need in order to like transcribe or read this certain game or whatever, and then you could play it or something like that. Or anything like, oh, here's a USB port, plug it in there, or a USB-C port, plug it in there, and there's your disk drive, boom. But
Well, I mean, that's what this is going to be. I mean, it's going to be an external, which that's the part. I guess we haven't even talked about that. It's going to be a proprietary external disk drive, which has to be a Blu-ray drive for that
Yes.
console. And that means I guarantee you the thing's unsightly. And also for most people's setups, I don't know where you're going to put it.
right,
Like, because like the modern consoles, I would say neither of them look good to me. I'm not thrilled by the Series X or the PS5 design wise.
Mini
The
fridge.
Pro looks no better than the original. They both look; those two look like Wi-Fi routers. We got the mini fridge, But then to have but at least it's like a thing that is just there. Like they're like sleek designs overall. One's one's a cube, one's like that weird like surfer swoosh, however you want to describe that shape, whatever. But then you're just gonna have this like shitty little like square next to it, hooked up with an unsightly cord, just so you can play your games with the thing that's normally in the thing.
See,
Like,
I don't know if it'll be like a USB cord necessarily, because it seems like with like even like the newer like iteration of PS5s, they've come out with like, instead of the two fins like that are big, like it's like a more like there's four individual fins, and I think you can just remove the bottom right quadrant where like the disk drive's supposed to be, and I think it's like a modular attachment, but I could be wrong there.
then that's
Like you just
worse. Because then it's got a shape, like a form, however it's supposed to look, whatever, like that visual, like geometric shape is, and then on one side it's gonna have this dumb tumor hanging out.
You want to get it?
'Cause it's gonna
It's
bulge. I mean, it's got hardware there. Like
yeah,
at that
I
point,
mean
I'd put it in the back. Like,
that's how the disk drive looks on the base thing. It's just kind of like the one side's bigger, but
but like, is it not still like in? Hold on, I gotta pull. Maybe I don't know what the PS5 looks like in great detail.
like the bottom right, I mean, there is a noticeable bump with the drive there, but like I wouldn't say it's like
Oh,
big. I guess I don't know.
I guess that's not that bad. I don't remember it looking like this. I guess every picture of the PS5 I've ever seen, they just used the digital one. I
Yeah,
thought the disk drive was like somewhere in like the black section in the middle.
it would be nice if that. I mean, there's so much unused space in that portion that you're just
Mhm.
like, why?
Yeah,
Like, why
put
is
it
this
put it
here?
in the center mass. Like,
Like, you got the two ports, and then you got two buttons on the bottom. You could have easily spaced out those buttons a little more and put a disk drive in the center.
yeah, like
Like,
I don't know.
but yeah.
no, they
Yeah,
they they know what they're doing, guys. Come on, we got to leave it to the professionals.
Concord. Boy, it's really fun, guys. Don't you like it, even though it did nothing to innovate the genre? Don't you like our $810 console? No.
I just hope that one of these times we get a game like that's actually gonna push. Well, I mean, I guess Space Marine does it, but like, I don't think I've still seen like a game that fully takes advantage of the Series X's power.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll be like Space Marines to an extent, and then GTA 6. I've said it before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. That'll be
like,
the first game that I think really rocks the hardware.
like we're gonna go from like, oh yeah, filthy casual, you aren't putting a dent in my RAM. GTA comes in, and that motherfucker is gonna sound like a jet engine trying to
Yeah,
fucking take off.
that
I mean,
game's gonna be easily bigger than the COD launcher, I'm willing to bet.
I mean,
Like,
Oh
even
yeah.
with uh Fortnite, my fucking Xbox was like 2 seconds from taking off into space. Like, bro, you good? It's Fortnite.
I think the other problem, I think the problem with the Xbox, like the fans at the top, like I know in my room the problem is like, yeah, like it's supposed to be expelling, but I feel like it just, the fan never like,
Absorbs.
it doesn't like work, or I'm not gonna say it doesn't work, but like the dust goes down into it, and then like I never hear my fan running on my Xbox, so then it's like, is the fan truly running, or is all that dust accumulating in there, and it's just getting all fucking gunked up in there, and I'm gonna have to take it apart one of these times to actually clean it out.
I
Because I
mean, you could
have,
test that theory. You could just put it on its side.
so I have had to do it. I've had to do it
That's
with my
true.
PlayStation. Like, that was infinitely, it was easy to clean that out, because like you're just able to take the fins off. I could unscrew the screws for the fan. I used an air duster on it. But then the only problem with the X5, I just don't know where to start with that, and I know that it would not be a fun time pulling that apart.
YouTube.
Then don't. Just don't do
Literally,
it.
just look up YouTube. A YouTube video.
That's how Jarrett
Yeah.
invents the red ring of death, but for the next gen hardware.
Yes.
Going
That
back
would-
to what we kind of talked about at the beginning, when Jared was like, I only bought by the beginning, and it lasted me till the end of that cycle. I think the only console that I've had multiple of is a 360, and that was like only one more. I think I had two
Right.
360s.
That console also lasted like the better part of 20 years. Like,
That did last a while. That wasn't all the way up to like 2030. Oh no, it was longer than that. Well,
I think they stopped making games officially in 2015.
yeah, I want to say like the last thing I remember was like, or the last thing I vividly remember was Black Ops 3 for the
And
Xbox
then
360.
I know it came out, I think 2006, because if I look on my achievements, that's my first timestamp. for an Xbox 360 achievement.
Mm.
So from 2015, or not 2015, 2005, then they had the Slim in 2010, and then they had another rendition in 2013, and that was it.
Yeah, I can. I think I got the Xbox One right in 2013,
Mm.
and then I think the first game I had for that generation was Unity,
Yep, same.
and then
I
I think I had
Unity
Unity
bundle.
and I had Unity. I have the Unity bundle box still, but then I think I got Rise, Son of Rome. I think those are the first two games I had on the Xbox One.
Mine was Fallout 4. So I got Fallout 4 with my.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
Unity bundle and Dead Rising 3, and then and Sunset Overdrive, underrated still, but
that was pretty fun. I don't think I ever finished it, but I had a fun time when I played it for what I did. But yeah, like kind of going or just like having to do with consoles, like it feels like we never get like a major sale, like because it felt like during that generation at least with like the Xbox One and PS4, like I was able to like get a PS4 like because I was like, oh yeah, here's the slim version, and it was like $300 at one point. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, like I can actually afford that. Like I don't have to spend. I spent the 500 for the Xbox One, but then like I could actually like afford to get a PS5 or a PS4 and actually get into that ecosystem of stuff. And now it seems like, oh, um, we will have like a $50 off for this console, and
Uh,
like occasionally, I mean, like there might be some bigger sales where it's like $100 off,
yeah, that's the biggest I
but
saw.
like I don't think these consoles have ever dipped to like $299. And like I'm not even gonna say
Xbox did.
this did it really?
Yeah,
The
no, because
Series
remember,
X?
remember we were sending the ad back and forth for a certain person who hasn't upgraded yet.
Oh, I thought that was only $399, but well,
No, there was like a flat 300 deal for like Black Friday last year, either like Amazon or Walmart. I want to say maybe Best Buy, but I don't think that was it.
hmm.
It dipped to that, but the lowest I've seen the PS5 go to was 400. They did a week-long sale like last month, and I really thought about it. Um,
Buying another one.
I don't have a PS5, so buying the
Oh,
first
the
one.
Xbox.
No, 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 no.
I
No.
missed that you guys switched to PlayStation.
Yeah, no. Xbox went down to 300. That went down to 400 for like a week last month, and I was like, because again, like I would play a couple games that are on PlayStation, but I don't feel the drive to buy a console to play the couple of games that I want to play over there. That's my problem.
I would play the games that have come out. God of War, no brainer. I would like to play that. I really want to play the Wukong game that just came out. That looks fun.
I mean, we're getting that too.
Are we? Is Xbox getting it?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
are.
think
Series S has delayed it, but yes, we're getting it.
I
I thought that studio just kind of straight up like no.
Nope.
Like I thought they were like, yeah, like PS4, and I thought this must have been some reviewer or something, but they were just like the Xbox is a worthless console, we're not going to bring it there. Like I don't know if like that must have been a reviewer saying that, like, but I'm
At
going to
least that's what
assume the
I
company
saw.
didn't say it. But
as much as I would like to still play Spider-Man, but that's on the lower tier. And God of War is like in a tier all above itself right now.
I mean, there's
of PlayStation games I want to play.
Until Dawn, Uncharted, Detroit Become Human was pretty good.
Next.
The Spider-Man games are fun, like for the first game playthrough, and then like I don't really go back to them. That's just me. I don't know.
Let's go back to Until Dawn, Jerry. You know how I am with horror games. I don't play them, motherfucker.
Yes, you are weak. Enough said.
Hey, well, I'm gonna be playing fucking Outlast Trials with you guys. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and you're gonna be screaming like a little school.
I don't think I will.
He moved 2 feet.
No, that's not how it's gonna go. None of us have played
screeching.
It's none of us have played it, and it's gonna be like, all right, someone needs to unlock this door or some shit. And then Jared will be like, don't worry, guys, I get it. And then there's gonna be like, oh my god, there's a spider woman here. And then Harmon goes, he's like, Jared, you fucking idiot. I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna bury you in a mass grave behind a Waffle House. And then that's
well, hey, as long as there's not
clip me in when this is right.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying, as long as there's not an electrical box that someone has to shock, then we'll be fine.
Oh,
Oh,
brother, don't get me
I'll
started.
I'll never forget. I had my PSVR, and like I got it like in high school, and everybody came over, and Harmon had it on, and it was like I can't remember. I think it was called Blood Rush, and he jumped about fucking 10 foot in the air when that
No,
clown came out of there.
no, it
He,
wasn't because of that. It was because Skippy fucking put his hands on me. That's
he
why I
jumped about
jumped.
10 foot in the air, like,
Because
oh my
Skippy
god.
put his fucking hands on me and
Now
scared
you
the
say he
shit
put
out of me.
hands on you, like
He
what
like
do you-
he just like put his hands on my shoulder
ah.
and like
Like,
scared
his
me.
head, it was almost a Looney Tunes episode. Like Harmon's head was almost through the ceiling. Like it had just been dangling there. Like, can you guys help me down?
Please help me. Yeah, no, yeah. When I'm right in a month or so, just go ahead and put this audio in when that exact argument breaks out about Jarrett messing up like he did with the electrical box on Shadows of Evil.
Bruh, I shocked that
I'm still
motherfucker
mad.
like so many
I'm
times.
still mad.
That was not on me. I
Yes,
shocked
it
that
was.
Literally
motherfucker.
on you.
I shocked that motherfucker like 1,000 times. I was over and over again, and then I got swarmed by Margwals, and it's just like, dog, what am I supposed to do? I'm shocking it, and nobody. And then it was just like, oh no.
Yep, just like that. Honestly, I had out of the two options in that step, I had the more annoying option. It's still not bad, but I had to like keep the three keepers shocked simultaneously. You had to shock a cube that didn't move.
And to be
You
fair,
wouldn't get it.
before that even happened, I had no idea what the fucking cube looked like. So I think that was probably mistake
It's
number one.
the box in the corner of the tram station. Just as look, you had 4 corners in a room. There's 4 corners in every room, Jared. You had a 25% chance to get it right the first time, and increasing odds every subsequent corner you check.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll be ready for the BO6 Easter egg when that comes out. When we get ready for that,
I'll kill you with a shovel.
we're gonna do okay.
I
We're
don't
gonna
think we'll
do
be okay. I'm gonna be honest.
I
definitely
mean, it'll be
not.
like Cold War, so I mean, there's no real danger of getting it wrong. So
Right,
missed-
as long as a certain someone doesn't also have to give bomb instructions too.
Triangle, apostrophe
nuke,
X.
nuke,
I
nuke,
press
nuke,
it,
nuke.
press it the exact same way. I blow up, and I'm like, all right, well, this is great. I thought that was the end of that run.
It went too fast.
Old man here, just like, oh man, if we fuck this up, we're screwed. We're gonna have to restart. And I'm like, oh, I'm just down. All the nukes didn't go off. We're
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was their saving grace, is the fact that they had changed that and we didn't know. But you know,
No, instead of if you were next to a nuke, then you died. But if you weren't,
Right.
you were fine. So me and Jarrett took the brunt of that.
correct.
Because me and Jarrett were on bomb patrol while Skippy was supposed to read off, and Andrew was making sure Skippy didn't go down.
Yeah, I was holding the zombie and keeping. I had my map, my very crude drawing of the overhead of Gorod done, so that way, as he called them off, I could write numbers next to them, and then I could repeat the sequence while standing. I was training a zombie and standing next to one of the bombs, because I know from there he has to run out to the tank factory side of the map, and then, yeah, mess up. He's like, I can't do it. My plane's too smooth. It's like a marble, and it's like, dude, you need help. Like,
Oh man, the giant eyeball on the computer, just like, did this dude really just do this? Like,
yeah,
I just
Sophia.
told him. Yeah, Sophia is like, look at this redhead, bro.
Which, like, it's weird because, like, in the Liberty Falls cinematic, there's a robot that looks like Sophia, but it's got Samantha in there apparently,
Hmm.
and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm confused. Like from that like small trailer we saw, like are they doing 2 different storylines again, kind of like Chaos and the other stuff? Because like, I mean, we saw that, and it was like Richtofen going down there
These two
into
storylines should never meet. Anyway, we're going to combine them.
yeah,
yeah, like it was just like,
literally Blundell's one rule.
Please do not let the zombie lines intersect. Keep one, keep the other, the other.
Yeah,
Hey,
separate
so,
and segregate.
So here we go. They're gonna meet here and completely fuck everything up.
Yeah. So like the situation with Black Ops 6 Zombies is like, so there's Terminus, which is our Cold War characters that we remember. They were locked up at the end of Cold War by Richthofen. He put them in jail and that like there's like remote island facility. So that's happening. And at the same time, there's this generic map called Liberty Falls where I believe that one does not have characters. I believe that one is purely operators, but it's the only one that's going to be like that because it's like the bonus map. So
It's
that's
still
whatever.
it still kind of bothers me that that's even an option.
It
Like
bothers
I
me
just
too.
I
You
just
can
don't
make
like it's
Warzone.
like oh yeah, here's this map. We spent time on it, even though this is the only type of this map that we're gonna do. But like it's gonna be totally different with the other map though. Like don't worry. And it's like why bother making that one? What's the point?
Yeah, I get the idea of having a more simple map on launch makes sense because brain empty idiots can still play the game. I get not wanting to like completely exclude them. It gives them something to get better at and then start playing the other ones. But also, we're going to still be in Cold War handholdy mode, nothing matters. It's going to be like a 14 hit down.
Well, there's also these are the same people that think Modern Warfare 3 has like peak zombies.
Yeah.
So it's like I think unfortunately the old school people are getting outvoted, and we're just gonna see MW3 zombie trash for the future.
I mean, like if I'm getting games like Cold War, like in general, multiplayer campaign zombies, but I don't have to pay for it because it's on Game Pass now.
Right.
I see that as a win because, like, if I'm not paying for it, that is about the quality I see out of it. I mean, I said that literally when we went for instead of having DLCs for COD in general, to where everything's now a free update. Immediately from that point on, you could see a diminishing return on the downloadable side of things because, like, the Cold War maps that they added to multiplayer for the most part weren't phenomenal. The zombie maps were all fairly bland and forgettable because there was no money in it. There was literally no incentive for them to do it. It's just something they've done in the past, so they feel obligated to do it socially.
That's fair.
Like,
Yes.
and it sucks. I'd rather pay money and have a good product. I'm not one of the broke kids who can't afford the $40 season pass or whatever. That's not my fault. I'm sorry. Gaming's a luxury hobby. I am privileged enough to be able to afford that thing, and I can acknowledge that. But you not being able to afford it doesn't mean that my experience should be worse.
Right. If anything, like I don't know. Like maybe there should just be a budget option or something, or just suck it up, like, and do like what we had to do back in the day, and we had to save up birthday money, and then be like, oh boy, I can finally get the BO2 season pass. I
Right.
can get all these maps now.
Well, it's like they already offer, like, there were plenty of ways to save money because, like, if you bought the digital deluxe edition or the hardened physical copy, whatever, it came with the game and the season pass for $100 versus the 120 would cost you to buy them separately. Or because or like I don't remember the old COD season passes. I think were maybe a little cheaper, but like new CODs weren't. But it's like it saved you money, right? And it's like,
Right.
oh, and then if not that, Black Ops 3 literally went back and eventually made it to where you could just purchase the zombie maps for like $5 a pop. And it's like, then just do that. You can either get the season pass, you can get Jarrett.
What are you doing?
What are
I'm
you
not-
doing?
I'm not doing anything. Legit
That's a
nothing.
lie.
I'm
No,
not
you're
doing
not.
anything.
It sounds
I'm-
like you're sawing through corduroy.
No, I'm straight up laying here with my phone down. Like that is it. Nothing else is going on.
Are you snow angeling on your bed?
No, I'm just
God,
talking,
it's
dog.
so loud.
No, I even turned off my AC and turned my TV volume all the way to 0. And I'm not playing anything. It's paused. Everything's fine. I don't know what's happening.
Oh,
Well,
aren't we
I'm
so
proud of you.
lucky?
Yeah. Odd Horizon viewers, you are lucky. You don't get to hear my AC, fans, or soundbar on.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, a
You
little
guys get it.
toasty in here. It's
Jarrett.
January.
Jared, it's negative 20 degrees outside. Dude, my house doesn't get hit with the AC.
Oh, no, it's my room only because it's on the stupid west side, so it's always fucking sunlight in here. Like, oh boy, like early in the morning, it's on the other side of the house, but then I just get roasted alive every other
But
time.
then in January, it was like frigid out, and you were talking about having all this stuff running in your house furnace. How hot does your family keep their house?
Well, I live with my mother and sister, and they're both reptiles because they're always cold. So it has to be
I hope they
warm.
don't listen to this.
They don't.
And my dad and I are of the same mind, and it's like, dude, if it's like 74 in here, it's fucking hot. Like, we need
Yeah.
to fucking turn the AC on.
Get your mom and sister a heated blanket for Christmas.
I'll just get them a portable like propane space heater. Like you got to take that thing around the house. Like that's all.
Because that's
Yeah,
a good idea.
That's a good thing to do.
Definitely not
Hey.
fire hazard.
Anyone got a match?
Or was it just a gas hazard? Like just
It'll be-
inhaling.
It'll be like what's his name, Uncle Lewis in Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
No, don't do it.
don't like that. It was an ugly tree anyway.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
get him a propane heater, and then get him one of those like those old school things they used to use, like those like rubber bladders that you'd fill with like boiling hot water.
Oh,
cinch
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That way they could just cart one of those around the house too.
Or
No,
Jarrett, here's what you can do. You can buy one of those like neck fans.
No.
Dude, I hate those stupid things. Someone at my work has that, and I hate it. I hate seeing them
Dude.
walk around with it.
Dude, I saw like there was at least a good 50% of the people, at least tourists I saw like in Europe, they had them. I'm like, dude, I turned to my mom like, if I ever have one of those things and I look like that, kick my
Put me
ass.
down.
Like
Put me
I would have
down.
to kick my own ass. Like what the fuck?
Well, it's not our fault that Europe hasn't invented AC yet. Like,
That's dude.
like
Out of my entire stay there, like all the hotels were pretty good about it. The only hotel we had problem was fucking Rome. It was hotter than fucking hell in there. Like they had an AC in there, but I don't think that fucking thing worked.
it's just a display unit. It's just the
Like
husk.
I fucked around that thing so much, and I'm just like, dog, what is going on? Like, are you not strong enough to handle like 3 bodies in the same room? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you found that out because I know you're one of the sensible people that when you get into a hotel room, the first thing you do besides throw your bag down and maybe throw yourself down on the bed for 2 seconds is walk over to that AC unit and crank it down as low as it can go.
Fuck yeah, it's gotta go down there. And then like it's like, oh, actually, the lowest it can go here in Europe is about 79. Oh, all right, cool.
A crisp
Thanks.
79 degrees.
It's like, thanks. Can I get at least ice in my water? Oh, we're about to ruin your
Go
day.
fuck yourself.
Like, no. Ice is only reserved for if you buy a glass bottle of Coca-Cola, and then they'll bring it out. Like, I was just like, all right, like, yeah. And then my sister was like, why are you getting Coke all the time? I was like, it's the only thing that has ice in it. Like,
You're just like scooping out the ice with his fucking shit scratching fingers and putting it down like the back of his shirt.
bro. And
His back is so sticky because of the like Coke residue, the Coke syrup on it.
dude,
Shirt
and
just
fucking
stuck.
in Pompeii, if they would have had an ice machine, it was so hot. Like, I would have just taken that scoop, opened my pants, and just fucking dumped it down in there because it was hot. I was just like,
All right.
dog.
You're playing funnel nuts with ice.
Yes, it would have been like if it was like the pack. I don't know what to call them, but like the ice cubes that look almost like packing peanuts. Like that would have been like the most awesome experience ever.
I think whatever mic you were using just died. By the
Yep.
way,
No, it keeps like disconnecting. I'm not sure what's
Yep.
going on.
it's just it again. All right. Well, I think since Garrett's starting to have some technical difficulties, I think that's what we're gonna call it for this episode.
Bro, Steel Series
Bro.
can go like I don't know what's happening. It's just like, oh no, the headset's not working.
I'm never having another one of those. I will die on this hill. I will not have another pair of Astros. I don't care what series.
Yeah, like I got my Steel Series, like it worked good, and then now it's pain. Now it's kicking me in my ass because I should have probably got the more expensive headset, but oh well.
And then
All
you
right,
go with
it's
your
been-
new PS5.
This has been episode 33 of the Split Screen Experience. We'll see you next week, everyone.
See you next week.
Goodbye. Have a good time.